A Loud House Christmas movie, Naughty or Nice, is such a joy. This was released in 2025. It's directed by Darin McGowan, and it's written by Tony Gama-Lobo and Rebecca May, and we have a voice cast including Sawyer, Piotr, Harvey, Guillén, and various others. And I will say before I go any further, first of all, I really thoroughly enjoyed this. Second of all, I have never seen the TV show. This is a festive special based on the TV show, and I did hesitate with watching this. I wasn't sure if I'd follow it, but I was curious to see what it was like. Maybe it would encourage me to watch the TV show, and I just cannot resist Christmas animations, and I'm pleased to say that I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was easy enough to follow, so that's worth bearing in mind. I am praising it, but had I seen the TV show, had I had a stronger relationship with some of the characters, maybe I would feel differently. But if you're in the same position as me and you're curious to see what it is like and you've never seen the show, I do recommend it, and if I ever come across the TV show, I will certainly check it out. Maybe I will make an effort to actually look out for it. Lincoln eventually finds out that he's on the naughty list. And I say eventually because it took about 30 minutes to get to the point, and the film's only an hour and 20. So the pacing to begin with was not very good at all, but technically I didn't mind that because I am new to the characters, so that did give me personally a bit of time to get to know them. But obviously if I'm aware of the characters, I don't need that setup, then it should not have taken that long to get to the point. But once we got there, it was a delightful experience, because what happens is Lincoln hacks into the North Pole's computer system so that he can move himself from the naughty list to the nice list, but he accidentally swaps it around. And the naughty kids go onto the nice list, and the nice kids go onto the naughty list, and needless to say, Christmas is potentially ruined. Can he fix this? I think it's a great story. I think it's well executed after the first 30 minutes or so, and I really thoroughly enjoyed following the story, and it's definitely a lot of fun. It's quite funny at times. There are some really great messages. My favourite message, well, there are two messages. One I love, one I think is slightly questionable, but still pretty good. And the one I love is that nobody is all naughty or all nice. Generally speaking, if you do a bad thing, it doesn't mean you're not a nice person. But also, doing one nice thing doesn't remove all of the bad things you've done. It's about having that balance and realising that you can do nice things, and that if you've done bad things before, that doesn't define you. But also, if you're generally very good but you do something naughty, all of your goodness doesn't remove that naughtiness. And I thought it was a really great message. The other message that I liked for the most part is that it's a choice. Those were the words. It is a choice. It is up to you whether you're naughty or nice. And I do think for the most part, obviously, that's true. But in some cases, particularly with young children, it's not necessarily as easy as just waking up and saying, today I'm going to choose to be good or I'm going to be naughty. Sometimes any of us, but again, particularly children, might not know why they're behaving the way they are. They're not necessarily consciously choosing to misbehave, and sometimes there are genuine medical reasons for this as well. So while, for the most part, it's a good message, I think with this being aimed at children, or at least being suitable for children, the message is not as black and white as that. Obviously, it's a tiny moment, it's not a big deal, but I feel like while for most people, or in most cases, yes, we can choose right or wrong, for young children in particular, they may not realise that they're making bad decisions, and they may not be able to help it until there is some kind of intervention, because there are, of course, cases where children have behavioural problems, or they're responding to their environment and they're not yet old enough to really be able to work out how to choose to do the right thing. So instilling that message as early as possible, I guess, is a good thing. But if you are watching this and, for example, you have a child who seems to be misbehaving, or even if you're doing things that are not necessarily the best, it may not be a conscious choice. It may be an automatic response to a situation. And yes, you can choose to get help to deal with that. But I think just saying, I am choosing to be bad is not necessarily always the case. So generally a good message, but I think the delivery of it made it seem like it was quite black and white. I'm overthinking it, but it just does concern me that maybe a young child watching this would hear that, and if they're misbehaving, they're being told that they're doing it, they're choosing to do it, whereas there might be medical reasons affecting that. So not the strongest or the most responsible, but I do understand where they're coming from. The animation is stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. It is gorgeous to look at. It's vivid, it's bright. I love the animation design. It's really, really good fun, and the festive aspect is really strong as well. It does definitely feel like a nice, fun Christmas film, so that worked really well. It's a very chaotic, fun, engaging film, and as I said, if I ever come across a TV show, or maybe I'll make the effort to seek it out, I would be very happy to see more from these characters, to see what kind of narratives they explore, to see what topics they discuss. If you have any thoughts on that, of course, please feel free to share. But for now, I'm pleased to say that A Loud House Christmas movie, Naughty or Nice, was generally a really good experience. If you've never seen the TV show, that's absolutely fine. You can still follow this. I think you'll still find it to be really entertaining. Yes, you might get more out of it if you've seen the TV show, but nevertheless, whether you've seen the show or not, I'd say A Loud House Christmas movie is definitely one that's worth watching.